Hey guys, it is Tin Man doing a little live. I'm using up, I got a new phone, so I'm on a bit of a plan and I have data, so I thought I'd use up my data. I'm having a coffee, I'm out of town, I'm up in Vernon. This here, what we're looking at, is a very well thick creek trail. You can see it up to the right there where it just keeps getting pretty thick, and it just runs through town just like many cities and stuff have, or these kind of trails. Just full of bush. And think about what do you call it? A spider monkey. Without making noise, think about a spider monkey. We all probably kind of know what a spider monkey's like. Do you think that a spider monkey could hide on you right in front of us right now? Do you think there could be any spider monkeys in there? Well, the thing is, if you think, yeah, okay, a spider monkey, I could see one hiding in there from you. Now, if you actually walk into there, he's still going to have that same ability. It doesn't matter if we're standing out here or we're standing in there. Our skills in that bush right there are low. I'm building my skills. And that's why I'm getting closer. And why I'm also getting closer is because what I say, you guys, is I track them. I actually know many different markings that they make, and I know how to calculate when I feel like I'm in a thicker area of them. But I'll tell you this right now, they're in all of these things. Hello, hey Smash, how you doing, brother? So yeah, all of these areas here have scouts. They all have scouts. The scouts now are really slacking up on me. They do a lot of noise. So anybody who, has the patience to be with me in the night and stuff would probably be. I would like to do that because it would probably see. Because, in other words, what I'm trying to say here is they express themselves a fair amount when I'm just like, right now I'm staying at my nephew's up in Vernon, British Columbia. The very first night, there was some expressions of noise. But since I played into that noise and had an awesome experience where I got to see 5 deer, but one was a mother and 4 fawns all walk past me and so on and so forth, and I got a whole understanding in that with noise that was going on. But the point is, the next night, their relaxation to make noises had already changed, and yeah. And it was such a variety of the noises. The best one that I can say that happened to me the first night I was here, not the first night, because that night I crashed when I got here, but the next night, let's say probably somewhere around midnight, maybe even a little later that, but midnight, I was out. My nephew's got this outdoor pool. He's got this huge sun deck and stuff, and it's just glorious. And we're kind of in the foothills of, smaller mountains, but I guess we call them mountains. Enjoying the drink too. Got myself a coffee or a steep tea going. Anyways, so I'm at my nephew's there. I end up hearing this tweeting that sounds kind of like a bird and stuff. More than a tweet, though. It was bigger than a tweet. So I played into it then. Showed my interest. And when I'm doing this stuff, I'm playing a different role than most people. Because right away I just go, okay, let's say that's a Bigfoot. Right away in my mind. No matter what, I just say, let's say that's a Bigfoot. Now I start to role play, and I got different ways that I do it. And in some of my areas, I try to follow a same pattern. But here, being fresh and stuff like that, I really don't have any patterns or anything. So anyways, I played into the noise. Next thing you know, I'm out on the road, just, kind of like 2 properties over from my nephews, let's say, but across the street, and there's a bunch of leaf trees there, kind of a harder, smaller, rubbery almost type tree. Leaf. So if you pulled one of those and you flicked your finger on it, you could kind of get that noise, and it kind of sounds like a raindrop, just took, took, took. So when I first walk that way, all of a sudden, I look right to the corner there, which is another, let's say, 200 feet, maybe 300 feet away from me. I see a deer, and then I see a few more, and they're just coming around the corner there, and that's the 5 deer. One ends up being a big adult mother, and then the other ones are, unless one was an immature other mother, they seemed like they were kind of with the big adult, so 4 fawn is what young ones that I figured. Anyways, so I noticed them, and I'm kind of stuck on the road now, trying to get off of the road so I can get a... Right on, Smash. Thanks for joining in, brother. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I can get off of the road a little bit, because I don't want a car to come and then have light shining on me, and then me really for sure standing out very well for the deer. Anyway, so as I'm working this, I see one deer start to go the other direction. So it's like, I actually even thought in my head, I go, oh, I hope they redirect and come this way. Hey, there's a good example happening right now of people walking in the right there. Not that I'm going to keep them in the picture, but it's a good example of just, had anybody even noticed that? How quick are our eyes really in so many different scenarios? I'm going to try backing this up a little bit so we get a little bit more height there. Obviously, I'm kind of weird balanced. So anyways, I go to... Sorry, I'm just kind of got these people in my mind right now because they're coming out this way. So it's all good. Cheers.
Hi.
Hello. So, so in that moment then, I'm up at my nephew's. I'm out on the road there. There's 5 deer right there. One started to go the other way, and then a couple of the other young decided to come this way, towards me. And when this was going on, I'm thinking in my mind, okay, you guys, I hope the Bigfoots redirect them this way. When I see deer like this, I automatically assume there's herders around. And once you start hanging around, hello, Rob. Hey, Rob, how's it going, brother? Oh, is Big Headed here too? Right on. How's it going, brother? When I see deer, I right away think there's herdsmen out there, okay? And if you can go into that place, it's helpful. And yeah, try it out. Do what you do. Anyways, I can't get off topic here. So anyways, all of a sudden the deer start coming towards my direction. Oh yeah, my big focus was noise. What noises are going on? Well, these rubber trees right behind me, or whatever they are, kind of whatever leaves. Behind me, there's there's a row of like 15 trees or 10 trees or something. They're big, fairly big, medium big, and lots of leaves and lots of branches, so they're very full. Anyways, lots of raindrops happening in there. And I even thought to myself, oh, it hasn't been raining for hours, but, maybe the rain is still being able to make its noise. I'm wiggling the camera a bit, am I? Anyways, is that irritating the camera how it wiggles a bit, or are we handling it? I have to sit so perfect. You're just chilling. Right on, Rob. I'm going to do an adjustment. Let me see. I'm going to see if I have zoom. So hold on. It might be bobbing around. Oh, I do get to do a zoom. So let's do that then. That is a better thing. Ooh. Sorry, guys. That's kind of a good thing. I'll try hitting focus and see if I get to focus better. Zap. Zap. There we go. And you never know. You know, that's the thing. I'm telling, like I know 100% they work this area here. Like, I don't even have to get out of my vehicle to be able to tell this stuff anymore, guys. And like I say many times, is I'm willing to show all that stuff and teach all the early comers that that can be a real thing, that I will help you out. So what you do is you kind of watch for darkness, movements, things that look like they could be pairs of eyes. And why are the pairs of eyes with other darkness and stuff like that? And for me to look that way and try to pick it up, it's one thing with my eyes. But with our cameras, we've done a certain thing that is pretty helpful. But I'll tell you right now, it doesn't mean we can't see them. Because I've been in many situations where I really feel like I can see them, and I videotape, and they show me all many signs that they're really out there and they're really there. I'm just trying to stop this freaking wiggle. It's because I got the thing so balanced. How irritating is that? Is this a pretty good spot? Are you guys interested in what you're seeing there? So anyways, but back to the story of my nephew's there. So the deer ended up coming right close to me, like where they're, 12 feet away, and they're all just standing there staring at me. I know, like in different spots, they're all looking at me. They're very interested. So I know if I would have moved my hand or anything like that, or a foot or anything, they just scatter. That's what happens in those situations. So you have to stand super still when they're that close, and they'll just walk past you, and that's what's happening. They're now walking across in front of me, kind of walking towards my nephew's driveway. So they're crossing the street away from me as they're walking, and then a car came from that left way and scared them going right more, and they ran across my nephew's driveway, which happens to be gravel, which was kind of cool, because then I went and inspected the footprints and the hoof prints and stuff, and in doing that, you're telling these guys something again different, because always they feel most comfortable, it seems to me, that they fully aren't giving themselves up yet. So I've been hanging around with them in pretty unbelievable spots or times, and yeah, they will only allow themselves to be that close, it seems so far, right? In a good exposure. If they get too much of a good exposure, I believe, and they feel they can't be invisible anymore, I believe that's when they'll make action and move. But anyway, so standing there, the deer walk away. They kind of trot away past my nephew's there and go up the property beside his. And now what do? I go back into because all that excitement's gone. Because I'm standing there all excited with this. Obviously, the deer getting to be that close, and there's 4 or 5 of them and stuff. So they're gone. I go back into, okay, let's listen for noise again and see what I read now in the noise. And originally, when I really thought about this, I really was listening for a specific kind of one-noiser, like something I might be able to hear them toss, so then the deer do turn and come my way. But that wasn't the case. But like I told you, I clued into the raindrops, and a quick calculation, for sure in the hundreds, the raindrops, at least 100, no doubt in my mind at all. Well, guess what? It completely stopped on the raindrop part of it. So I questioned that, like I said at the very beginning when it happened. Hey, those raindrops are going on and it hasn't been raining for hours. I even kind of thought to myself, could it be dewish in a sense? And I didn't think that worked well for the weather up here. So that's a huge piece of information to me, maybe even bigger than what it means to you. But like I try to teach people that are, is this thing moving more? That's got to be driving you guys insane, eh? How about if I step out of the car? It's going to get a little windy. The wind doesn't hurt us. Oh, there we go. Put us right like that, eh? So I'm going to try to do my... Maybe I'll zoom... Oh, guess what I'm hearing a pop of noise. So we do have guys back there, you guys. So I'm going to do this so we get this soap. I just don't have you on... There we go. I have a feeling that this is a pretty good spot right there. This camera is unreal. Oops. Maybe it's not that sensitive. I thought it was unreal sensitive, but it was still in a bad situation. Sorry. I think that's all right. Yeah, I can hear more popping out of a... You know, the most common noise is dog. And when you really look at it and you really listen to it and stuff like that, you can pick out, you know, go with apish kind of a tone, baritone, like that kind of, not from a man so much. Listen to it like that. Because many times with dogs, their language when it comes out is very sharp. Many times, like listen to dogs, like start listening to them a lot. And these guys lots of times, because what they're doing is they're trying to give you a hint of a distance, an understanding with distance. They can be right in those bushes, right in front of us. But they're trying to give you a feeling that they're coming from the apartment back there, because they're a dog that's not allowed to run around in the bush by itself. They got all that basic knowledge down. So when it's muffled, when it's those certain kind of tones, be willing to just think like that. And you'll start measuring them. And when people start to follow these kind of things, it blows up your information. It helps, it really helps expand. I'm going to shut the door here. It really helps expand your knowledge. It really does. It helps expand how close you are. Like, people won't get to know and realize. Well, some people have clicked into it, and some people have been with me. So some people get to realize that every time I can go be right close around them. Every time. And that ain't a bragging thing. That's a educational thing. Because I'm telling you, I do it through the system that I put it through on my channel here. And in the process of doing that, I also throw out the invites. So if anybody even wants the closer, doesn't mean at all that we even have to hang out that much or anything like that. It means you come out to the Vancouver area. You go for an hour, 2-hour walk. I leave, you continue doing your stuff, because in that 2 hours you're going to realize a whole different change, and then we hook up the next day again for a couple of hours, something like that. It doesn't mean you're dedicating to a big camp off, or I am, or anything like that. It's just teaching the knowledge. I'm telling you right now, people can kill it quite easily. It's different when you walk beside me. It really is. And if you ask Jay that question, you ever see Jay, like, he hasn't been around a little bit here. You think he's been busy in the summer. But if he comments on here, which he might, because he'll probably watch this, comment back to him and, you know, ask him what his difference has been now. You know, because his first experience was when he was 17 years old, and he knew it was an experience. And now he's like 60. And in the last, I don't know, 6 months or something like that, we have chummed up, and he's come out a few times and gone real big experience. And I think he could say it's kind of life-changing in the knowledge end of it when it comes to these beings. And, you know, maybe getting more, knowing more of a feeling of what's going on. That's a pretty, this is a poor night vision, is that what's I'm noticing? It's best to keep it a little shallow then. Hear that one? Hope hope you guys heard that one. Oh, at 20 seconds, or 20 minutes anyways, it was kind of like more like a cat or something. My ears aren't the best. They're not the sharpest. Don't rely on them to be perfect in any means. Even when I was out with my son a little bit here, there we go, sleeping like that. Directional things. I was realizing, holy cow, it was coming from over there. Like he would say, no, it came from that way, and I'm thinking it came from a different way, so. Might get what I'm meaning with that. I wonder if, oh, you know what? This is using up my data. I got no idea how much I'm using. So I'm just doing a quickie. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. And take me serious, you newcomers and stuff like that. And try to watch my stuff. Try to start watching a fair amount of it. Because there was a dog behind us over here reacting. And all I am is in... and then back that way again, another one's going. So this can be what's happening. And now at this time of night, they start to break out more, and they're more willing to make their noise and their mark on things. So that's what you'll notice. It's not like all of a sudden dogs are becoming more aware and they're more protective at night. It's not true. It's not a real thing even. So, and look at that dog wherever he is over there. Did those, hopefully you heard him, but did those 5 barks or something and stopped. Yeah, he's a pretty good guard dog. So you paid attention enough to bark because those barks were coming towards me. And the guys behind me are still barking away. So we can think they're dogs. A lot of you can think that if you want to, but at the same time, just think to yourself, maybe they're not all dogs. Maybe just put those maybes in there, and then the answers start coming. If you block completely, then the answers are blocked completely because they are way more maybe integrated than we're understanding. I think it might be a newer integration. But obviously a history, huge history. But like I'm just going to throw it out before I hit stop here. The numbers, the population of them and stuff. That's what I know. I know for a fact. I know how I kind of work and how I'm measuring these things naturally and stuff like that. The population is hugely changing. And there's 2 answers. Coming out from underground or birth control issues. Too many births. You know, there's been other people, and I haven't gotten into it for a long time, but there's been other people, and I had thought about it before, think there can be litters. So if there's litters going on, and you think about it, if there's 1 million today, and then you had, that year you have, I don't know, 1,000 litters out of there, then, you know, what's that? 10,000 babies? You know, it just starts to fly up there. So, peace out, Tin Man. Thanks all for support, you guys.